Welcome to Chasing the Beats, a show dedicated to weeklybeats.com artists, their songs and stories from the 2024 season and beyond. I'm your host, SQF, and our guest today is ipaghost. All right, welcome to ipaghost. I believe that's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So great to have you on. We were chatting briefly before we started recording, and I realized that I didn't know a lot about your music because you didn't do 2024, and that's okay. I'm not here to throw shade on not doing 2024, but you were nominated, I guess you will, or I guess I'll say, by Ilzix. And I'm so grateful to have been introduced to your music because I love so much of it, and I can't wait to ask you tons of questions.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I can't wait to answer these questions. Yeah, Ilzic's a big fan. I have a few big fans out there in the Weekly Beat group. That's because they all love my gifts.
I need to research your gifts.
I probably spend way more time on the gifts than I do on the songs.
Oh man, that makes me very sad.
Yeah,
because your music's so good.
I've actually literally spent hours making a fresh GIF if I couldn't find something for the right track.
I love the dedication.
Because the thing was, there's so many good songs every week, just week after week, great songs. And after a while, you just get tired of just writing great track, over and over and over again. So I was like, there's got to be a better way to.
Here's a tasty GIF.
Show my appreciation. Finding the perfect gift,
That's awesome. So your first Weekly Beats was in 2020.
No, first Weekly Beats was
2014.
Right.
Right.
I heard about it in 2012 when it started. Mostly because I'm chiptune adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
And also I did another a competition before. It's called Iron Chef of Music. I told you about it before.
Yes.
And so we, all the different compos and competitions and whatever, they all kind of know about each other in a way.
Yeah.
And so Prop-Man actually was he helped me with Iron Chef, and he was like, oh, I'm doing Weekly Beats, this thing. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah, Trash 80's doing it. And all these other chiptune people are doing it. And I really wanted to do it, but 2012, I was just started full time at a game studio doing music and audio. So I was swamped doing a handful of titles at the same time. So I was I didn't have time for another challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially a music challenge when you're doing that for
and
work.
I already missed a few weeks, and I was like, I can't, that's gonna really eat at me if I just start midway,
Can't break the streak too early.
Exactly.
And what years were you doing the Iron Chef of Music stuff? How early before Weekly Beats?
That's hard to pinpoint. Iron Chef started from a small label, IDM label in Pittsburgh called Crack 5 Records, and we just were started doing this Iron Chef thing because we liked watching the TV show. And we were look, we also liked manipulating samples and stuff like that. That's what we did, and so we were what if we do this with audio? And so we would do it there, and it was kind of just a local thing every once in a while. And then I moved to Chicago in 2004, I think. And I met Joe sometime around there, and we started doing it I don't remember, 2006, I think. And we just did it in a gallery, and we'd just get lots of alcohol and lots of music nerds and just did this little competition. It was a lot of fun. So I got really used to making really fast tracks. And I should probably explain what Iron Chef is. It's what we did is we give everyone a mystery sample, and it could be a sample of anything, the sound of ice cubes or whatever kind of little tiny sound we could find.
Everyone gets the same sample?
Everyone gets the same sample.
Okay.
And you have 2 hours to chop up that sample, and you can only use that sample.
Oh, that's amazing.
You can't use extra instruments or voices or synths or anything like that. So it was kind of this really stream of conscious thing. You didn't have time to question yourself about your beats. I know a lot of people when you start off, you get like stuck in the loops. You're like, oh, I got this great loop, but I can't go anywhere. Like I'm just
Uh-huh.
kind of just stuck. Refining it, and like you have no time for that. It's like you just have to finish it, get it done, and like
Trust your instincts.
yeah, and it like really kind of hones like your like writing ability. And none of the songs were great. Well, sometimes they were, but like there wasn't a pressure to have to be that great because you could just be like, it's a
Right.
designer and chef, so it's like
Yeah,
just having fun.
it's one sample, 2 hours, like, see what you can
Right.
make.
Yeah,
And you don't have time to question what you're making.
exactly. And we debate the rules all the time. Like we'd be like, oh, is frequency is like amplitude modulation like breaking the rules, or is
Mm.
like stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
and it was like, yeah. So that happened like for a while, and then weekly beats. I started doing weekly beats in 2014. I kind of that became my priority after that. I was
Right.
like just obsessed with weekly beats because it's a great community. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you kind of had your own community with the Iron Chef stuff, right?
yeah, it kind of fizzled out because like we kind of separated, moved different places, and
Yeah,
it's it's really like a live kind of experience. It doesn't really
got it.
have the same vibe like online. Even though we had like online people, like the first one we did was like 50 people globally and like 10 chefs locally, and it was like just packed this huge gallery full of like just people watching and getting drunk.
Yeah. So, do you think that experience do running these and participating in these just like sample flip contests helped you with all of your weekly beat stuff?
I think so. I definitely don't have like a fear of like waiting to the last second to like kill a baby and then like to start from scratch.
Yeah,
Like I've done
yeah.
that like a few times, and luckily like there's some mods who are like are really nice and will give you like an upload link if you like miss it by a few seconds. Or
Mhm.
but for the most part, yeah, like I would definitely recommend doing like little challenges like that, just in general,
Yeah,
just because like it really forces you to like organize what you have to do like in little 15-minute chunks, like
yeah,
15 minutes I gotta cut up samples, 15 minutes I gotta
yeah,
like figure out a beat, 15 minutes I gotta, lay down some melodies
yeah. And
and
you mentioned that you're part of the Sunday Squids, right?
yeah, I kind of coined the term because like
All right, you're the OG Sunday Squid.
yeah, because like I mean I would call us the Sunday Squad, but like there's no emoji for Sunday Squad. So I
Right.
used like the ice cream sundae and the squid.
Love it. That's so great.
Yeah.
So you sort of use some of these like making a song quickly on Sundays?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely try to start like Saturday. Like that doesn't always work out. What I'll do is like I'll make a pizza on Saturday.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone knows I can make a pizza like for weekly beats. And so
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
yeah, I'll make a pizza and like I'll be like making the dough, and we've been talking about pizza earlier, but like I'll be
Yeah,
making the
yeah.
dough, thinking of like melodies or ideas and stuff like
Okay.
that. So I'm like kind of bopping around in the kitchen, and I might even record some onto like my little memo app or something like that.
Alright.
The memo app is so embarrassing. I would it's like just thousands and thousands of recordings of me just being horribly out of tune. But
Well, Ilzix just shared some of his, like, voice memos of, like, how he came up with rhythms,
yeah.
and I was like, "Kudos to you for sharing these, like, super vulnerable and embarrassing recordings." But also, it was so cool to listen to them and hear, like, the final product and, like, understand more of that process. So, it's
Yeah.
cool to hear that you do a similar thing of, like, because 'cause I'm not really good at, like, just making pizza dough and coming up with melodies, I gotta, like, plunk around on the keyboard and stuff.
How are you at showering? Because like that's another place I'm pretty good at melodies.
Yeah, harder to record, I guess.
It's all right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're just using it as like a little sketch pad. So I
Yeah,
mean, a little background noise is not no big deal. Like
yeah, yeah. What is your songwriting process like after you're, like, kinda coming up with some melodies, making some dough, showering, whatever? Because like, listening to your stuff, there's lots of ear candy. There's what really sticks out to me is your bass lines are like a focal point of a ton of your work.
Oh, wow.
And like I was just listening to like the syncopation and the timing, and I'm like, this sounds like a real bass being played.
Oh, I thank
But
you so much.
I
That
know
means
a lot
so
of it
much
is
to
like
me.
MIDI. So like, how do I get there? That's kind of what I want to know.
I don't know. Okay, so I mean, I've been doing music for a long time, you know,
Hmm.
like I don't know if you want the whole story, but I did play bass for a while, like in high
All
school and
right.
college. Self-taught, just trying to play that along with like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was okay. I wasn't really great, but I was like, I loved it, and it was a lot of fun. And I played violin before, so it kind of, you know, like that, like monophonic kind of instruments is
Hmm.
made more sense to me at the time than like chordal instruments.
Right.
And so, yeah, like I love like a nice, like funky bass line. And so all the songs from the 2022 and like a lot of them from 2020 are all made with Citrus, which is like an FM synthesizer in FL Studio. And I got kind of like just sucked into this rabbit hole of just like,
Oh,
just, I got the bug. I was like, I started with, I've used FM synthesis for like a lot of other songs, but usually it was like patches I found or presets or, you know, it's like a preset kitty.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And it's a
nothing
great way
wrong
to
with that.
start.
Nothing wrong with
And
that. Yeah.
like you learn a little bit taking apart other people's work, you know?
Right.
And then I did this track for Weekly Beats 2020. It was like a silly scope. And the reason why is because there's like a form of audio music where if you take a left channel and a right channel and you put it through an oscilloscope, you create an image using sound,
Right.
right? And so people have gotten really good at drawing little pictures and even making like little animations and so forth.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I want to try this. And, you know, at first I started off with like a sound, like just little samples and stuff like that. And I realized, oh, I could do this in Citrus because like Citrus can like also has like an additive synth on it where you can actually like import like a wave clip of like one waveform and you can play it like it's an instrument and it becomes like an
Hmm.
oscillator. And so I did the whole track like that using Citrus that way, and just playing around like how can I make this not just sound like a bunch of, you know, robotic burps and farts and
Right.
make it sound like music. And so like I had a lot of fun doing that, but like I learned a lot about the synth, and it was like very like at first the synth, like the FM synth, I mean I think most FM synths are very intimidating because like they're not as intuitive as like subtractive synths, you know, where
Yeah.
like you start off with a beautiful saw and then you cut into it with a beautiful filter and it just
Yeah.
always sounds good no matter what you do with the knob. And like FM
FM,
synths
you
is
can take
nothing like that at
some
all.
wrong turns real quick.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. And so like,
Yeah.
and so also FL Studio has like interesting like wave shapers, envelope shapers, where it's like, sorry, envelope shapers, where it's like, and you know, normally you have like the tack, you know, sustain delay, and
Hmm.
well, they have like this one that's just like, you know, like a vector points that you kind of move around and you can make it like anything you want. It can be like lines, it could be squigglies, it could be whatever. And so like I didn't really understand the whole system at first. And then doing that project, it like opened my mind. I was like, whoa, I understand a lot more about this synth. And so I kind of got sucked into it and I was like starting to make more and more synths with it. And I was like, well, I've done some tracks doing all synth patches before, like FM patches before, but I was like, what if I like make them all from scratch? That's like all mine. So like that was my goal, was like just to make a new couple patches every weekly beats until like I had this like library of patches that I made and that like I can just pick from. And so like every
That's
song
cool.
is like either I make a new sound for it or I take an old sound and I adjust it to fit the track and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just started to click, you know. And the thing is, it's like when you're sitting down in front of like a DAW or whatever you're making music on, especially DAWs now, because like you can make any type of music on a DAW, right? Like
Hmm.
there's a world of infinite possibilities. And you're like, well, where do I start? It's like,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
I make, do I make something like, drum and bass? Do I make ragtime? There's like a
yeah.
weird, huge ocean of possibilities. And so, kind of like one way of getting into that, like, where do I start is like a nice, tasty little instrument, like a little sound that like speaks to you. And it kind of like, it's like when I make a new sample or instrument, like a song kind of like is like in there. I'm like, oh, this guy has
Yeah.
got a little sound. He's got a little melody.
Like, oh, I can hear some possibilities with this.
Yeah, or it's like this bass. I can give it a little bit of slap, because like you can change how resonance behaves with the more attack or the more pressure you put on the key and stuff like that. You can give it more,
Mhm.
like more of like a filter cut or more a little bit twang on it, so it kind of sounds like a little slap of a bass. And so all of a sudden you're making a little funky beat or bass line
Yeah.
or something like that. And
Adds a
yeah,
lot of character to it.
yeah, and also one of my favorite drum synths is the 808. So that was like one of like the first things I did is I recreated all of the 808 sounds, and I used like
Nice.
schematics for that one. Like I actually like there's tons of information online about like how the old 808 works and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, and I love researching stuff. So I was like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna learn all about the 808 and how this circuit works and what it's doing and just recreate it. And
That's
808's
awesome.
great because it goes with everything. You can put an 808 on anything and it sounds great.
Yeah. That's like, so you really dove headfirst into sound design.
Yeah, and like I mentioned this before, I have ADHD. I'm pretty like 95% sure.
Me
And
too.
and so it's like I have this mentality. It's like, oh, I got to write a song, so that means I'm going to try to recreate the sound of ocean splashes. Or oh, just this one track I did was this 2022. I did like a phone track. It was like one of the first ones I did.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was just listening to that.
I spent
You
like
got me freaking.
a lot of time building like little like phone sounds, and phone sounds are like two different oscillations, and those two oscillations create like your classic dial tones.
Mhm.
And And I was like just researching about like phones and how it works. And I was like, oh, this is pretty simple actually. Like they're just two different tones. And I was like, oh, that's how they made the phone interchanges work. They like used filters to like kind of create these like analog, logic gates and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I decided to build all of that, like not only something to generate those tones, but something to interpret those tones. So like in that track, there's a synth that's generating the tones, and then it's sending it to the mixer track or the mixer. And on the mixer there's another instrument that's like receiving those numbers and then creating a synth from that. So you're never listening to the actual synth, you're actually
Whoa.
calling the instance that's on the mixer, and that's creating the sound.
Wow.
And for no reason. And I was like, all right, now I got to write a song around this. And it's
Oh,
like
that's
this
awesome.
little sample that's like plays like a couple of times. It's like that's my process. So yeah, I mean,
So
it's like
just go, like, follow your interest and go deep.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like that's how all art is. Like you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
just be curious and try things, and that leads to like all these wild inspirations, and you do these weird things that you never thought you would do before.
Yeah.
like yeah, like it's crazy. Like a lot of my synths and stuff, I get like a lot of inspiration from research. Like I have like some vocal patches that I made from like learning about how like they would synthesize voices like back in the day, like before there
Mhm.
was like digital. It was like all done like on optical film strips, and they would create a voice synthesizer where they can literally just like draw like words and stuff onto this like strip of optical film, and it would play and it create sounds and voices. And so I was like, oh, I could do something like that. And so I did. And so some of my
Wow.
tracks have like pretty much anything that's like A, I, O, U's, like the vowel sounds, like
Mhm.
that's all like my one of the patches. And I have like a few of them. Like I did one that's like uses like classic like data from like the average male. It's like and it's got their like vocal bands, and then I did one where I recorded my voice, and I could tell where like my pitch range were. So I put the filters right there, and kind of recreated my voice for one track. And then one track I did for the Halloween one, I just made like weird ghoulies, like this kind of, I think as we're going to play that maybe later. I don't know, the spooky
Maybe.
cookie.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe.
It was
We've
like
got we've got
requested it.
so many things to play.
So yeah, that one's kind of fun. I do have some tracks that have like, you know, words in it, but those are different situations where like FL Studio has its own like little voice synthesizer. And
Got it. Do you ever do your own vocals? Or are all the vocals that I'm hearing synth vocals?
in the past I have, not from the last couple years. I know like 2020 I did one where like, so one method of doing vocals I might do is like I'll just find vocals like found sound, or I find like a text to speech like from like my iPhone or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll record like a like scratch track where I'm just like singing the vocals, and then I can use that to line up using like a editor where the words will go, and I can like pitch the words and place them in the right place. And that way having a visual cue makes it go so much faster.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just like use my voice, on that or whatever. If it sounds good. I don't know. I'm still not like crazy about my voice.
Me either, which is probably surprising for everyone to hear since I record it regularly. But
Yeah.
like singing, I'm still like that's going to be my challenge for 2026 is to do some singing songs, but I haven't
You should.
found enough effects to put on it for me to be happy with it yet.
Just go dry. Just go dry. What you should do is double track where you like sing it like two
True,
different
true.
tracks, and that always makes everything sound so good.
And then I
And
have to learn how to actually write lyrics before I do that. So there's
nice.
some barriers to overcome, you know.
Yeah, I mean, lyrics are like way easier than you think they have to be. That's the thing is like, I never really liked lyrics growing up. I'm not the kind of person that like picks out lyrics very well out of songs.
Yeah,
So like, I always like songs that are just kind of about nothing really. And like that's the thing, like, a good song makes you think, like it shouldn't be too literal about anything. You just kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
evocative
Open to
of
interpretation.
exactly. Like so yeah, I mean it doesn't have to be too. I mean that's the thing is you're putting too much pressure. And that's the thing is like you should turn it
Exactly.
into like a challenge where it's just you gotta just volume. Just constant, constant, constant. And that's what
Crank it up.
happens. Yeah, like
Well,
yeah,
I
and
mean, weekly just doing 1 year of weekly beats has helped me
do your
get over
reps. Yeah.
any fears that I like. The first few songs that I posted, I'm like, oh god, and then by the end, I'm like, oh whatever. Like I like it. Maybe someone else will like it too. You know?
That's awesome. And that's the way it goes, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if sometimes I write music for other people, like in mind, but for the most part, it's like I really want this song to exist so I can listen to it because there's not enough
yeah,
people making the music I want to listen to.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I've always been like that. Like, I started doing music, like electronic music, like in the 90s, like early 90s. Like, someone handed me like a floppy disk and it's like had a tracker on it, like a screen tracker. And so like a tracker is like this, music writing software for old
Yeah.
computers that looks like a spreadsheet.
Well, I have an M8, so I definitely know about
Yeah.
the tracker world, but not like old school trackers. But I mean, I understand the concepts
Oh yeah. I mean,
applied throughout the
it's
ages.
they're all the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
essentially. Um,
spreadsheets
spreadsheets,
that make beautiful noises.
hex codes. Yeah.
So when you're building a song, what do you do when you get stuck?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like when you get stuck, it's like you're just kind of coming from like stress. That's a stress thing, right? When you're in the flow, there's no getting stuck. You can't stop.
Ooh,
That's
I
the
love that. Yeah.
right. So like, you're kind of stressed out about something. So it's the first thing you got to do is relax. You got to feel it. I always kind of like when I'm writing stuff, no matter what I'm doing, like I try to like bop around when I'm writing my music because if I don't feel it,
Mm-hmm.
trash can right away, you know?
Yeah.
So kind of like you got to feel it when you're writing it, or else no one's going to feel it for you, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and sometimes that means that like you're kind of, so like when you're thinking about creativity, it's just like, it's like a million choices, right? It's death from a million cuts. And so like you can't get stuck on any single one. And so that means you need to like start on something else, like, either start a new project, start a new part of the song. Sometimes what I like to do is write like a lot of different little parts that might have nothing to do with each
Yeah.
other, and then
Yeah.
I'll jam them into one big song. So that way, that's like one way of I'll just write a bunch of things and find out what goes well with each other, and
Yeah.
that definitely helps. And sometimes it's just like, try doing something that you like more. Like if you're having problems with melodies, start with like like with drums if you like, or try doing something like different. But that's the thing is like if you're getting stuck, that means you're stopping and you can't stop. Okay, even
Right. It's like you're trying, if the flow stops in one
you're
area.
stopping yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
you just need to like train yourself to be like, I can't stop. There's a gun at my head. And you kind of have that. That's what makes Weekly Beats so perfect, is because it is like this metaphorical gun in your head, and you're like, I gotta finish this. Like, there's
Yeah.
no, especially if you wait to the last day, which is what I do.
Yeah. Well, and I've said this a few times before on the show. Like, whenever I get stuck, or I more so to kind of what you were talking about, like feeling that pressure, I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. I want to go find that flow and
Yeah,
find that fun again, and not worry about like the things aren't coming together yet and it's on Thursday and like, oh no, what
yeah,
am I going to do?
yeah. I mean, just get weird with it. That's another thing you can do. Like sometimes, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of pressure, this like kind of coming up with a new idea. And the thing is that you can practice writing a song, but you can't practice like writing the same song over and over again, right? Like no one wants to hear
Right.
the same song like
No, no.
over and over again. So it's all about like finding weird things, like messing things up on purpose. Um, that's great because like that's what people want to hear, fresh ideas, fresh new things. So I'm always like trying to break like the instruments. I'm always turning all the knobs in different ways. I'm messing with the pitch. I'm messing with the tempo. I'm like trying something weird I try to,
Yeah.
at least every single time, just so that like there's a new fresh idea in there that is something you haven't heard before. But it's also like, how do you practice that? Well, you can't really. You just practice the
Yeah.
act of making yourself do it.
It's all
I don't
about the
know.
reps.
Yeah, it's about the reps, doing the work. Yeah. I can't believe you make all your tracks on GarageBand. Is that right?
I just do my final mix mastering on
Oh, okay.
GarageBand. I mostly used an M8 last year,
Oh, okay.
and then just did final mastering in GarageBand. Now I've been pretty heavy into the Digitone too, so I've been trying to decode FM, but like Electron FM.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I've been starting with patches and then going and messing them up to like try to just have some sort of feel about what I'm doing to build this thing from scratch.
Yeah, oh, that sounds really fun. I actually sound kind of jealous that you have one of those. Like,
It
yeah,
sounds like you're the FM master. So,
well, I don't know, cause like I'm familiar with Citrus, but I don't do too much like on like hardware, and like I want to
yeah.
do some more stuff with hardware, like for shows and stuff. It's like a lot of fun to be able to like
Yeah,
twist
it's cool
knobs and
to
stuff.
I'm starting to understand more of the performance aspects of the Digitone.
Yeah,
The M8 is great. I love composing on it and like building things on it because it's so fast and I can do it from my bed. But it's nice to have these kind of like performance aspects and just think about making music in a slightly different way.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I heard some of your tracks are really great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Is this the first year you've done music or just Weekly Beats?
So I started making music in, like, high school. Like,
Okay.
before that, I played trumpet, and then I was like, "I need to switch to guitar," I think. So I switched to guitar, and I was really into, like, recording on a 4-track and, had some
Whoa.
early drum machines that I didn't really jive with that well, like some of the old, like, Boss drum machines that are, like, not great to program. And yeah, played in some bands and then kind of took a long break from music and realized that, oh, there's these hardware instruments that I can actually use to make music because, like, I'm on my computer all day. It's not really inspiring for me to, like, make music on my computer. And I sort of discovered MIDI sequencing versus how I had been making music in the past of, recording audio
Mhm.
tracks of multiple takes of like, oh, I got it right.
Yeah.
So it was kind of inspiring to me to think about MIDI and changing sounds after you build a pattern and modifying the pattern after the fact, like kind of sculpting what you want. And so I started out with a deluge, if you're
Oh,
familiar with
yeah.
that, Synthstrom Deluge, which I loved, and I didn't think it could be dethroned until I got an M8. And I just love the M8 that I sold the Deluge. Sorry, Deluge diehard people. And then was curious about Electron stuff, so got one of those. So I've kind of been dabbling in music for a long time, but this was definitely my first serious sprint in making songs back to back to back to back.
Yeah. I mean, even like an Iron Chef, it wasn't like that.
And
So it's
I mean,
like,
I'm curious from your experience of doing 5 years of weekly beats, um, you know, thinking back to like you have a long music making uh, career experience.
yeah.
Like, how has weekly beats participating 5 years? How has that changed you, the way you make music? Like, for me, it was a big experience that I think translated to other areas in life, just about like persistence and the value of reps. So I'm curious for
Oh, for
someone
sure.
seasoned as you.
I mean, yeah, like I've been doing music for a long time. So what really changed though from the beginning is like I started doing music in 2014 for the weekly beats. I was like, already doing Iron Chef for a while and like I was making music for video games. So I was like kind of like in that headspace at the time when I started and I was like, oh, let's use it as an excuse to like make more of these things like and I still do like a lot of like game inspired
Yeah,
music and
there's
stuff like
definitely,
that.
I'd pick up lots of like game
S-
inspired and chip
Yeah.
tune.
Yeah, like I have some tracks that actually sound like they're like little games and from themselves, like you're playing a little game.
Yeah.
But like one thing it's like it really like got me to standardize my whole workflow. Like I kind of almost have like synesthesia now where like cuz like I make like all the drums this one color, I make all the basses this one color, I make
Okay.
all the pads or whatever this color and just to kind of keep organized so I'm never lost and stuff like that. And I kind of create a lot of presets of like my different workflows so that I can just call them up super fast. So everything that's like kind of like a hiccup, anything that's like, oh, I want to make music, but I don't want to do this one thing. Can I
Right.
make that into a preset? And that really like helps speed things up. Just like having a standard way of working like every time so that's like something, that you don't have to worry about anymore. And like
Yeah.
my mastering is like super duper easy. I just run it through like just a compressor, like the
Yeah.
FL Studio compressor, and I just use the same preset almost every single time. It's
Yeah, I
like
mean, I don't do a ton either. I think there's
that's
a
it.
lot of like mystery around mixing and mastering where like you think like you should have to do a ton to like get this thing out.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of times it's just like a compressor and like, oh, I want to hear this thing a little bit more here. Like, let
yeah.
me change some frequencies.
Well, I think like if you're recording like any type of like live instruments, I think it makes a huge difference because like people can't play perfectly the same amplitude every single time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But with like synth stuff, it's like if something needs to be a little bit louder, you just turn it up a little bit,
Yeah.
like it doesn't.
And you're so deep in the sound design, a lot of the
Right.
times that stuff happens in sound design.
Yeah, totally. I do when I do my live shows and I have to like break it down into stems, I do have to completely remaster it because like you do have to have like a good actual good mix for like stems because otherwise everything just goes out of whack. But
Yeah.
for the most part, just cram everything into that one compressor and just like, yep, you deal with it. I'm I'm done with this. But I haven't. I mean, it's a bit loud. It's a little bit louder than I'd like, but for the most part, I haven't had too many complaints about it.
Yeah.
Um,
And what other so you've got your sort of like template and color coded structure so you can get
yeah.
going easily.
Also, it really taught me how to like approach writing music. Right? You know, you're like asking me about like how do you overcome blocks and stuff like that. Like that's like something like you learn from just doing it over and over again, and like.
Hmm.
That definitely changed. You know, I used to have like a lot of writer blocks before, like weekly beats, especially for like music that like I'm doing for more than 2 hours. You know, like if I want something that like nice and stuff, like I get kind of stuck. And
Yeah.
so having like a week for each weekly beats, like yeah, like I was like, well, I don't want to get stuck on these. I definitely want them to go fast as possible, and it definitely like helped like my professional work too. Like I was able to like churn out stuff for my work. And yeah, it was like, I mean, it's just like leveling up. It's such a great experience. Like, you can write like 52 horrible songs and you'll be so much better at the end of it,
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah. And then as we know from Speed Trash, sometimes the thing that you think is terrible, other people are like, "Oh my god, that's the
oh
best
yeah.
thing you've ever made."
I don't understand why people like certain tracks. Like, it's always different. There's no, that's the thing is that if you're worried about like, oh, this isn't good enough, you stop because no one agrees on what's good enough.
It's
That
true. Yeah.
absolutely across the board, there's no accounting for taste. So
Yeah.
like my favorite tracks are always like these really like absurd ones because like I'm throwing everything at it and having fun, and the ones people like are
Just
the ones
getting
that are like
weird.
my lazy ones where I'm just like, it's been a rough Saturday, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like
Let me just
do
crank out
something
this
easy. And then orange drink's
super
like,
bopping bass line and like dance to it and
and orange drink's like, oh, this is my favorite one. I'm like, this one really, it's the most basic one I have.
but I didn't even do anything weird on
I know it has to be a little bit weird.
it.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing is like most people like all like my simple stuff. I think I used to when I started doing weekly beats, I used to be, oh, I didn't like this track. It didn't come out the way I wanted to. And then I learned after a while that I should just stop because like I'm just coloring people's opinion. Like they'll like it.
yeah, that is kind of like my pet peeve when I'm listening to people's songs on weekly beats when someone's like, this is trash, like I didn't really like this." I'm like, don't color my opinion before I
Yeah.
even have a chance to listen to it.
Yeah, I have
Like,
to do that
don't tell me what
also.
I like.
I also have to do that with clients because like clients will agree with you if you tell them that. They're like, yeah, this is a piece of shit. But if you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever been made and you should be paying me twice, they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world. And it works.
It
And
works, it
it doesn't
works.
matter what the track is, they'll love it. So yeah,
Yeah.
like people are very susceptible. So don't color their opinions for them. Like make them,
Yeah, bias is easy to tip.
yeah. So yeah, I stopped doing that because like a lot of them, I am like, this is no one should listen to this. Some songs I make on purpose like that though. Like I don't know if this is the term, but I think it's called like party ruiners, where you just make tracks that like are made to like just destroy parties and like make everyone leave.
I love that. Uh, speaking of parties, what is your live setup like? And do you do a lot of live performances still?
It's changed. I've been doing live performances, like I said, since the 90s, and it's changed over the years. Like lately, it's been really stripped back just because like I don't have a lot of money for new hardware,
Right.
and moving things around is kind of difficult. So right now I just use like a laptop, and I have like a MIDI controller that has like a bunch of like knobs and sliders, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like really old. It's like from like 20 years ago, and like kids look at it at shows, and you're like, what is this? Is this some sort of artifact from like back? I'm like,
What
shut
is
up.
this museum piece?
And they're like, is this a mouse? And I'm like, leave me alone. It's like, I'm not that old. I'm okay. I'm pretty old,
I
but
mean,
I
I'm
mean,
I'm getting up there myself, so
it's a mouse. You should know about it.
yeah, you should know about it. And when you're building a live set now, like I assume that you're building from Weekly Beats songs, or do you have completely different songs that you build from?
I mean, I used to have completely different songs, but these days I really like my weekly. I'm really
Yeah,
proud of them. I have some bangers in there.
you do
So I've been like, and that's where I've been doing most of my work that I like in the last decade. Yeah. So
in Weekly Beats.
yeah, weekly beats for sure. Like I'm so sad I didn't do last year. I just couldn't do it last year.
I mean, we all I'll speak for everyone here. I don't think anyone will mind. We all hope to hear some tunes from you in 2026.
Yeah, maybe. I'm definitely
Yeah,
thinking
I
it
know.
might
I
be a
get it. I get it.
possibility.
I get it. You know, it's a lot to commit to.
It is. And even though like I feel like I've did the streak thing, so like that's not going to be
Yeah.
a priority for me if I do it
Yeah.
cuz like I think that was like really stressing out my partner cuz it's like
I'm we spoke about this on Discord this
I'm pretty
week.
sure people have gotten divorced because of weekly beats. I'm like
My partner's just like,
90% sure.
"Did you finish your song this week?" And I'm like, "No, I'm working on it." It's like, "Okay."
I'll have
Uh,
to have the lawyer draw up the papers.
and then I'm like, "Hey, I told her the other day, I was like, "Hey, there I saw on Discord that they have louder keys for the M8, so they're like even clackier." And she was like, don't, please don't."
Oh my god. Yeah. I
uh,
mean, that's the thing is like the partners of weekly beaters are the true heroes, I think. And they
yes,
should be, commended. Every single
yes.
one of them. This is a shout out to all of you.
Shout out.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for putting up with us.
Thank you for all the work you've done.
But we were talking about this this week on Discord where I was like, I think I'm practicing with this podcast to not be so beholden
Yeah.
to keeping the streak alive,
Yeah.
and getting back on the horse, and like taking a break when you need, which I think is a healthy way to look at weekly beats.
Especially in this climate. Like we need our
Oh my god.
breaks.
Yeah.
Like things are getting kind of rough out there. So,
Yeah, I've noticed.
self help is really big right now. Like you should be like making sure you're on top mental health so you can deal with everything in your life and the
Yes.
music. But yeah, so that's gonna be my theme for 2026 if I come. I'll
Yeah,
definitely okay.
okay.
I'll make a promise. There'll definitely be one track.
All right, cool. That's
And we'll see where it goes from there.
yeah, yeah.
It might
Just start
it
the
may or
streak.
may not be pizza related because I think
I
it's like
mean,
Mission Crossing. Like, so I did the pizza song 2020. That was like the first track, and it's straight up banger right out the gate. And
right out the gate.
what's crazy is like people were like, "Oh, you spent like a month on that or something." I was like, "No, that was like the same deal as every other week. Like the Saturday before I try starting writing it." And but you're so backed up with all this creative juices. It's like it can only be a banger like at that first day because you're like, "Oh, I love writing. I don't
Yeah.
hate it at all." And and then at the end of the year, you're like, I hate writing."
Yeah. I know. I've just now finally gotten back around to like making music.
Yeah.
And
Don't do too much now. You have to save a little bit for next
I
year.
know, but I'm like really enjoying it. That's the problem. And I'm trying to figure out like how can I keep this spirit alive like week to week
Yeah.
during the weekly beats year and not feel like at the end of the year where I'm like, "Ugh, I just need a break from this." Maybe I should ask Head Break because he just keeps going
Yeah.
somehow. But yeah.
That's a trooper right there.
Oh
Like,
my god, yeah.
yeah, like I've seen people even do like daily challenges. That's
Man,
insane to me.
that's
Like,
insane.
I mean, kudos to you if you can do it. But and then like Orange Drink, he's like doing like videos every
I
week.
know, I know. still want to have him on the show, and he wants to do a video show because he's got so many videos. Like
I'm jealous. I want to be on
show
video
them.
too.
And
you should do this on video. Get some of that YouTube money.
Okay.
Seriously,
all right.
Like you got a good program here. It should be on there.
All right.
Post the old ones on there from like, which is
the orange drink video, I guess now video podcast is going to be my foray into more serious video production.
Okay.
So like,
I feel you.
I'll get a taste for what it's like for one episode to see if I can like recreate it, because I would like to do some cool video stuff with Weekly Beats, because I really enjoyed watching his like recap of the year and seeing clips from all the videos. I'm like, oh, like I felt so nostalgic for the year. Like there's just something different about seeing that like video component of all these videos that I've watched throughout the year.
Yeah, like such an overachiever. It's disgusting. But I love him. He knows that.
And he's got that really cool basement, lighting, dance moves.
I've been down there. I live like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I still don't get to see him. He's always working on stuff. He's got a band now.
Yeah, he's very busy. Busy. Every time I message him, he's like, oh yeah, starting in next month, I'm free. And then I message him and he's like,
welcome back to another hour of Orange Drink Talk.
Yeah.
All right. So
should we start listening to some music?
I think so.
I think we got to start with 2020 week 1, hot out the gate.
Hot out the gate.
Pizza Goddess.
That's a good one.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, don't. 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 Girl, don't even play. P-I-Z-Z-A. Peace is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza's the best entree. P-I-Z-Z-A. Peace is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza's the best entree. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Detroit, Chicago, and New York. Use your hands, you don't need a fork. California, Boston, and Hawaii. I'm the pizza goddess, bow down before me. Shove it, slice into my mouth. Pizza's something I can't do without. I like it hot and extra cheesy. Don't you want to extra please me? Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't. Girl, don't. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't. Girl, don't even play. P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza is the best entree. P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza is the best entree. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Detroit, Chicago, and New York. California, Boston, and Hawaii. Detroit, Chicago, New York. Pizza is what I want today. California, Boston, and Hawaii. Pizza is the best entree. P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza is the best entree. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Girl, don't even play. Detroit, Chicago, New York. Use your hands. You don't need a fork. California, Boston, and Hawaii. I'm the pizza goddess. Bow down before me. Shove it, slice into my mouth. Pizza's something I can't do without. I like it hot and extra cheesy. Don't you want to extra please me? Girl, don't even play. 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 P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza is the best entree. P-I-Z-Z-A. Pizza is what I want today. Girl, don't even play. Pizza is the best entree. Don't.
There's no denying that that's a fucking banger. Tell me more about that song. We were briefly chatting while we weren't recording about like more bass skills. So like, let's take it from there.
Yeah, all the good stuff happens off air. You need to switch that around.
That's right.
You're capturing all the bad stuff. So yeah, like I was telling you earlier, it was like I used to play bass like when I was a little kid, but like even before then, like I remember being like a little kid, and my dad used to like put some like jazz on while he was driving around, and I'd just be in the back seat, just like with my eyes closed, just picturing myself like playing the bass, and like I just pictured myself just doing it. And so I got a bass like from like a, you know, one of those like secondhand stores or something like that. Might have been a pawn shop. And I just started playing it, and like almost immediately I was like, not that good, but like I was like, it's like I already know you. It's like,
I've been air playing for
yeah, I mean also like it's like I've been playing violin since I was like 6.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like a big violin. Like essentially it's the same like kind of strings and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's all there. You just kind of have to make it like much bigger. So yeah, I got really into the bass and just playing along with like my favorite, you know, bands and stuff, and like just great bassists and stuff like that. I always wanted to be a bassist, and mostly just because like I couldn't play guitar. It's like chords. I don't understand this. But yeah, like now, like I miss my bass. You know, like I gave it away. Like when I was living in Chicago, I was still drinking back then. And I got drunk and just gave away all my basses. I had 2 basses and a bass amp,
man.
like a big bass amp. And I was just like, yeah, you love basses? Here, have one. Have all of them. Because I'm just too nice when I'm drunk. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you are.
Just take it.
Here,
now
have
I
all
miss
my
it.
stuff.
I haven't got one yet. So
Yeah.
So I'm like living vicariously through like, you know, Citrus and recreating these like fake bass patches. And
I mean, you're fucking good at it.
So the thing about, you know, synthesis, or at least the kind that I do, it's like half of it is creating a really great instrument, right? And then the second half is like playing it like the real instrument. So you can have a really great patch, but if you're not playing it like you would play the instrument, it's not going to sound very good. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can have a horrible patch, and if you play it really well, it can actually sound a lot like the real instrument. Actually, I think we might play one song where that's a good example of that. So yeah, that's where the bass came from.
And I think that's what stuck out to me is that, yeah, they're great patches, but the like you said, it's like you're actually playing a bass, and
yeah,
the timing, the feel, like there's none of the notes feel like static where they all have the same decay and like they're all unique and come together to just like feel really lively and make you dance around.
Yeah, I love that you catch these things because like that's what I spend so much time doing is like because the thing is like I'm writing this stuff. I'm not a really good pianist. I can do like melodies and a little chords here and there, but I would never
Yeah,
perform
I can
live. And
noodle. Yeah,
yeah,
that's about it.
I learned from doing weekly beats.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
So
sometimes
like
I'll
are
like
you like adjusting micro timing and note lengths and like to perfect this?
sometimes but yeah, like sometimes I'll play it a few times. Sometimes I'll have it in my head that I have to play it the way it's going to be perfect the first time, and sometimes I'm just like I don't have time for that. I'm just going to
Yeah,
quantize.
yeah.
And I also make my own custom quantized patches too, so that like if I'm in a real hurry, like I can have whatever I write quantized in this very specific way to what I want
Oh.
it. So it has my own humanistic, vibe to it, but I can do it like super duper quick. So it really depends. It's usually like a little bit, it's like um
Like you
make
adding like some kind of like
yeah,
swing to it?
making music is a lot like making pizza.
Oh my god,
You gotta
this might evolve into a pizza show
it is a pizza show.
because
Welcome
I
to
welcome to pizza time. Because I haven't really said anything about pizza on this show, but
it's a travesty, really.
I am a huge fan of pizza. One of the reasons that I took a break from the podcast is I threw a huge party where I had like 50, 60 people over. I made 20 pounds of dough,
Whoa.
like 27 pizzas, I think I made.
Oh my god.
And yeah, huge fun
Wow. Oh
party.
my god, that's so crazy. Do you have like a
And it's
professional kitchen or something?
no, I have a decently sized wood fired oven
I saw that.
and I'm just have a little tiny KitchenAid mixer. So it took me like 13 mixer loads to make all that.
Oh my god.
Um, so yeah, I love pizza, sourdough. I have a stone mill. Like talking about going deep on sound design, I've gone deep on like pizza design.
Yeah, so like I find like music's a lot like cooking, like you're smelling the ingredients, you're like, does it need a little bit
Hmm.
more of this? Does it need a little bit of that? Like you're kind of using your senses to kind of like guide you and you smell the flavors and you're like,
Yeah,
it needs a little bit of
needs a
something,
little needs a little snare.
needs a little tang, it needs a little bit of
Yeah, it is a
some
lot like
spice.
cooking. Yeah,
Yeah. I do like a lot of graphics too. Like audio was always just kind of like a hobby before it became like a job for me. But I kind of feel like it's all the same thing too. Like even with doing graphics or whatever or animation, I'm doing it the same. It's the same process. Like
interesting.
I'm like, it doesn't need what flavors does it need? What do I need to bring out? What do I need? And sometimes like editing is really important too. Like what do I need to take out? Like I know with some of my tracks, you might
Yes.
have noticed that like I'll cut out like the bass kick like right in the beginning. Like you'll be
Yeah.
expecting this bass kick and it's like, nope, you got a little instrument right there. And it's like, so what I usually do is I usually write like for each like little melody, I'll just write like the whole loop and I'll have like everything in there. I just like layer it like indiscriminately. I just put like tons and tons of layers on there. So you'll have like all these little melodies. I have all these
Big
like
fat
little things,
lasagna.
like a big fat lasagna. And then what I do is I put it on the timeline and I split it up into like their individual tracks and I slice it up like a pizza. I slice it, slice it, slice it, slice it,
Yeah.
and then I take out the little bits here and there, and so like, that way I can make this nice little like interlock of different like ideas, and I can switch between them very quickly and stuff. So and the thing is like you don't want to have always too many things going on at once. Like sometimes you want to like have cut a little hole for like this thing to shine, or you want to like. So it's all about kind of like a little puzzle. Like how can I take out as much as possible, and then that kind of creates this like really like nice dense melody full of like ideas and stuff, but it's not like overpowering. You don't want like, I mean, some songs you do want like everything all at once, but
Yeah, but I did notice that there's like I can't remember which track now.
think I'm thinking you're probably thinking about the Quack Quest. Is that the one? I know you think that one's
maybe, or
funky.
pompously catawampus,
Okay.
or but they're like, I noticed because I was trying to decode, like, this is definitely not just a bunch of loops and we go to a different section. Like,
Yeah.
there's certain songs where you're like, there should be a bass note here, but you like withhold it.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then like a couple loops later, it's like, oh, there it is. But it's even funkier than you imagine it would have been. And then, like, maybe all the bass just drops out, or a bunch of other parts drop out and like leave these other things in there. So I was like, oh, that, like, this is keeping it like fresh and
yeah.
exciting. So it's cool to hear about that process of like kind of starting with all of the possibilities and then you're sort of like mix matching
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Totally. And that's the thing is like especially with beats and stuff like that, like I think those might be, I don't know, is that what ghost notes are? I don't know. But like especially like, with beats and stuff, like you can get rid of ones because like your the listener's brain's going to put that in there, right? So especially
Yes.
like they're
Yes.
expecting that downbeat at the very beginning of the bar, you don't need that anymore because like they're already putting it in there for you.
Yeah.
So and it also lets you shine some light on the instrument that would normally get like drowned out by that beat because and I don't know when I started doing that, but I started doing it like a while ago, and then like I was like, no, I really like this effect, and like I kept doing it on like everything. Now it's like I can't stop doing it.
And
But
I imagine it's a similar philosophy to taking these stems and building a live set, because like a live set, at least how I'm thinking about it, because I would like to do a live set at some point, is like I've got all these pieces that can fit together in different moments. Like, how am I arranging them on the spot, maybe to, to create an effect or build or.
oh, 100%. Yeah, that's how like my old songs used to be. I used to like just record like or just write like one loop on FL Studio, and then I'll just like, mute and unmute different channels live. And I record that and then that was my song. So essentially it's the same thing I was doing before, but now I'm like a lot more precise with it. Like
Got
I'm
it.
just using the knife instead. I'm just so like everything's out there nicely and I feel like I have a little bit more like control over it that way. And it's not as instant, but at the same time, like one of the things I love about, DAWs is that like I can make all these crazy micro edits that you could almost never do like with, any type of, synthesizer or like MIDI machine or anything like that. Which is why I love like doing stuff on the DAWs and stuff. Cause like I want to break out of the grid sometimes, like I
Yeah.
want to like break the rules. And a lot of machines are like they don't really are made to like break the mold that often, So
Yeah.
the more ways you can figure out to mess things up on your like machine, like the better,
And
Yeah.
when you're making those micro edits, is it like, are you just consciously like, I think I need to drop this part out, but just like a little chunk of it, or like, what's the process for screwing things up?
Yeah, I mean it's exactly that. I just treat it like it was like a mute button or something like that. But, you know, I'll like do like several passes and stuff like that. So sometimes I get like a little stumped, sometimes things don't work out like right there. And so you kind of
Hmm.
have to like do some problem solving to like get it to work, especially with my live set. Cause like I have like my songs go all over the place. That's hard to mix them together. And I like my
Yeah.
sets all like mixed together. Like it's from the beginning to the end. It doesn't stop. So it's like going from different keys at different tempos and stuff like that. It's like,
Hmm.
how do you figure that out? Some songs sound really good at one tempo, but when you change the tempo, it sounds horrible. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know what that phenomena is, but it's not the same with all the tracks. It's just like certain ones like have to be that speed. And it's like,
Hmm.
so it's like kind of trying to work with like different compromises or solutions. And I don't know.
Well, let's keep it going and close out pizza talk. I'm just kidding. And move on to sandwiches. And we're
Okay.
going to go with Sandwichy Secrets, the secret sauce mix. All right, here we go.
Open up and let them out. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Give me all your. Give me all your. Give me all your. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Give me all your. Give me all your. Give me all your. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Give me all your. Give me all your. Give me all your. And fixings too. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. Sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all your sandwich secrets. Give me all your sandwich secrets. Feed me all your sandwich secrets. And fixings too. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Tell me all of of those sandwichy secrets. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out. Tell me all of those sandwichy secrets. Whisper them into my mouth. Open up and let them out.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
That's such a good song.
Sandwichy secrets. So good. I know you can't see us because it's not video, but we're dancing.
We are.
And we were just talking about the disco drop.
The disco drop. Okay, so I mean, a lot of songs have the disco drop. It's not like unique to this song or anything, but the inspiration was actually from a movie. I wonder if you can guess what movie it is.
I probably won't.
It was Blade Runner. So there's like this club scene, and there's just like that's all the music is pretty much. It's just this like disco drops in the background. And he's like looking. Oh, I need to find this replicant. And so like, yeah, like I've always liked that sound a lot. So I was like, kind of put it in this banger, and it works. Oh my god,
It works so
live
good.
people go nuts for that sound.
Oh man, I wish I could hear this live at some point.
It's really great live.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I make some tweaks to all the songs, so it's like a little bit fresh for each performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of tweaks do you make?
Sometimes I take my favorite parts and kind of spin it out into its like own like little thing, like. Yeah. So like. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I wish that I could do more live stuff.
Yeah.
But my laptop can't even handle like Citrus, so I have to do stems, unfortunately. So each show I kind of have to do like a lot of work, kind of like preparing like the different stems and stuff, because the FM synthesis is like really CPU heavy, like especially for it to sound good. Like the simple songs, it sounds great, but with the songs that have like super saws and stuff like that, it just kills the machine. Yeah,
man.
That's why I want to play around with some hardware.
Other than this being a banger, what made this one of your top picks?
I mean, first of all, it's about pizza. And so like
the sandwichy secrets.
Oh, I'm sorry. The sandwichy.
You instantly went back to pizza. That's how much we love pizza.
That's the secret. It's actually a sandwichy pizza. Pizza sandwich.
Some call it a calzone, but
Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Why did I? Well, first of all, if you notice, like a lot of my songs are about food. And it's like, I don't know where that came from. I mean, I know Chibo Mato did that a lot. All their songs are about food too. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what else to write about. Like, food is so good. I just want everyone to know about food and bunnies.
I happen to require food multiple times a day, so I'm a huge fan.
There you go. Write some songs about food.
I should. Yeah. I need to just stop being so serious and thinking that I'm gonna like make some sort of profound
you
song.
can make a profound song about food. Like,
it's true. We've listened to a few already. But I think we're about to switch gears away from food. And this song is appropriate because we are nearing the end of summer. And it's time to revisit Summer Night Splash from 2022, week 20. Here we go.
Splashy, splash, splash. Big splash. Summer night splash. Splashy, splash, splash. Let it crash. Big splash. Summer night splash. Splashy, splash, splash. Let it crash. Big splash. Summer night splash. Splashy, splash, splash. Let it crash.
All right, perfectly captured. Summer splashing around at the pool,
Yeah.
and you were telling me while we weren't recording about all the sounds in this, and the water sound is actually FM as well.
Yeah. It's just an FM patch. All the sound effects I did like the last 2 years have been like FM patches pretty much.
Wow.
And I just love this one because like, okay, I was telling you this before too. It's like the bass is the kind of bass you want to blast from your car with those bass
Yeah.
songs. And it's just like, I think it's just like one of those, like one of my 808 drum patches, but I used the drum patch as a bass too. And so you get this really nice, like
Nice.
boom.
Boom.
And it just
Yeah.
feels refreshing every time I hear it. Like it's such a palate cleanser, you know, it's like,
I
it
would
feels
love to
crisp.
blast this with my windows down and pull up next to someone at a light.
Yeah. Get that big sound
Yeah.
subwoofer going.
Like, you don't know Summer Splash? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's one of the Miami songs, Miami bass songs. Yeah, so like I really like that splash sound. I couldn't believe I made it. And like that's the thing I was telling you about earlier. It's like it's one of those songs that like I don't think of it as being like a synth song at all because it's like it's just so fresh and crisp
Yeah.
and
I mean, it really is impressive how many different sounds you're able to get out of FM. Like, did you have to
yeah.
research the water sound?
No.
Okay, you're
Surprisingly
just
not.
like, yeah, here we go.
Well, I did one of the projects I did was for like I did a game for like Disney's Mermaids. So I had to do like a lot of water stuff, like samples,
All
like
right.
recording like underwater splashes and things like that. So I already knew like kind of the sounds I wanted and like how they like sounded as a sample. And so like I was able to take that and just kind of recreate it using like little synthesis. So if you like create a patch that has like these little pips and pops and they're all like different random, like little bleep, 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 it sounds like little droplets. So
Ah,
and you add like some noise so that like it sounds like kind of like the white part, the foamy part of the water
yeah.
and stuff like that. And then add like a boop part that's like makes it sound like that like little pocket of air that you
Uh-huh.
created. Yeah. So it's like you add all those things together and all of a sudden you have like splash and it's like, whoa, that's really cool. And that's the
That
reason
is
like
really cool.
I love making these sounds because it's like model miniature making, you know, like
Ooh, yeah, that's a really good analogy.
because like you know like you're trying to approximate something that exists in real life but much smaller with like much more constraints on it, you know, like you're not using real materials, you're just kind of like approximating everything. And when you do enough of that, it you kind of recreate this thing and it kind of tingles your brain when you look at this tiny little thing that
Yeah.
looks like something that's really big. And that's how I feel about making these patches is that like, you know, it almost feels like a recording of like this or that and stuff, but it's also slightly not quite there. There's like this a little bit of uncanny valley, but that at the same time makes your like brain kind of have fun
Mhm.
with it, at least for me. And so like I think that's part of the reason why I kind of got really stuck into it. It's just because like I was just like, it was like, you know, making little miniatures. I just like, oh, I got to make this little thing next, and I got to make this little guy next, and
Man, I would love to see some videos of you, like, just going through
you.
some of these patches.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We should do that like some other time,
Yeah, yeah.
but definitely don't want to see me making them because they're like, it would drive other people mad. Like
Or
it's
like,
really
"Here's my
upsetting.
water patch, like, here's how it evolved into this," or
No,
like,
like it'll make people mad because it's like it'll be like hours of just me playing the same sound back over and over and over again. Like sometimes I'll like work if I'm recreating a sound from like a recording, like I'll be going like A/B testing. So it's like blah blah
"Oh,
blah blah
okay.
blah blah blah. So I'll start with like analyzing like what the sound looks like, you know, and I'll be noting like the frequencies that like are dominant, and then like also just using your ear. Nothing's better than your ear. So like it's just it drives my partner insane because it's like I'm just like listening to the same sound like all day. It's just like blah 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 blah. Just like
Splash, splash, splash."
yeah. So yeah, it can really like drive you up the
I
wall.
understand that,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it'd be really cool to see the process in a succinct way,
Yeah.
and see how you create these things. Because like when you said I made all these sounds with FM, I my brain didn't even register like, oh, splash sounds too.
Yeah. Like everything. Like some songs, I'll have like I'll add like the AC hum from like the wall. Like you know how like when you're doing hardware and you have like a compressor on real high and
Yeah,
like all of
like
a sudden you can
60 cycle hum.
yeah, I recreated that and I'll throw in some like noise, so some like tape hum and stuff like that. So it sounds like I'm actually like getting sounds from like a real synth, but there's nothing real. Like it's all
Oh, that's
fake.
amazing.
And I had this one song where like I had made it sound like the compressor is like picking up that sound, like just blowing it real up. And like Orange Drink heard, he was like, is this like a real synth? I was like, no, this is just it's all fake. It's all everything of it's like just make believe.
I love the analogy of the ear, like miniature building.
Yeah.
Like that's a really great way to think about it.
Yeah, I should make little 3D characters based off these patches and have them like animated to the sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. That's also
And
why I
then
like
show
3D
it at a
modeling
pizza
too.
party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You need to
Okay,
invite
we're
you
scheming. We're
really
scheming.
I'm kind of upset you didn't invite me to your pizza party. It's
Yeah.
like
Come to
next time.
Littleton, Colorado.
I might.
Yeah, you should.
If
All
there's
right.
free pizza on the line.
Oh, yeah, there's always free pizza. It turns out pizza is like the cheapest way to throw a party. So,
Oh,
yeah.
even like 37 of them. How many was it?
Yeah, total all in it was like $150 in supplies.
What?
Yeah.
Even for the cheese?
Yeah. It was like $20 in cheese. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
All right. Sticking on topic here. What should we play next? So you mentioned that you would like to hear Whisker Box.
Yeah, let's play something slow now.
All
I
right,
think it's
let's
time
slow it
to
down.
wind it down a
Let's
little
slow
bit
it
because
down.
we got to go back
We
up
need to
towards the end.
we need to digest.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. I hope everyone has digested now, slowed down. Believe it or not, all of the bird sounds are also FM.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about this song and the sounds you made and why you like it.
Well, I picked this one because I've actually, well, it's the most humanistic one I have, I think. It's like I recreated like the sounds of the birds. I created the sounds of the winding music box, and I recreated the
Yeah.
music box tines. And yeah, this one this is very like nostalgic, you know, it makes me think of my childhood a lot. And so when I was making it, I started off with the music box. And so I had to like, you know, recreate the tines, which wasn't too hard. The only thing that was kind of interesting is like I had to add like some pre-delay because like you want to have that like little click before you hear the
Oh,
tine
yeah.
push.
Yeah.
So luckily with FL Studio, you can set the track so you can put the note in the beginning, but it like has like a little pre-delay on it so that like you can like get that little click before
Mm-hmm.
place a note. So that's all in one patch. And and I recreated the little doves because like yeah, like they've always been singing to me as like a little it's a little kid.
Yeah.
And so like it's kind of crazy that they have like a little song that's like I guess public domain. I'm hoping like but like
You're going to get sued by Big Dove.
Big Dove. Yeah, so like I don't even remember where I was going with this one, but like yeah, I wanted to pick something that was humanistic. And so like even the tempo doesn't really stay constant throughout this one. It kind of like you have to wind it up and it kind of goes fast and
Oh,
it slows
man.
down over time. And like
The details that you think about, like,
this
it's just
one
astounding.
what's crazy is this one was one of the easiest ones to write, but not in like a bad way. Like I feel like, oh, this was a cop out. This one like just wrote itself. Like it was like the Doves were telling me to write this one. But so the name of the song is called Whisker Box, which is I have a box full of bunny whiskers. And so like, you know, I actually have a couple of different places where I put bunny whiskers because I have two bunnies. So Felix and Oscar Rabbit. And so they give me their whiskers and I put them in a little box. And so that's what this song's about. It's about my bunnies and their little box of whiskers. And so writing it, it was just like, it just came to me. It was like one of those songs that just like, there was no friction whatsoever. It was just like
Yeah.
from my mind straight to the computer. And I had like this really simple, like clean guitar. It sounds like a, you know, with like a little bit of reverb and it's like simple patch that I've had forever since 2020. And but the way it's played, you know, like it's strummed, like it's I'm not like sticking to any type of grid or anything. I'm just being really loose with it, you know, and just giving it like a very humanistic kind of vibe to it. So like when I listen to it, I don't think of it like an FM patch. I'm thinking of like someone playing a little guitar, you know.
Yeah.
And like and then there's the next part's like the cello. So the cello is the one I wanted to tell you about because like sometimes a patch is just like so it was like the song, like I needed something right there and I was like running out of time and I was like, I want to play a cello in there. And there was no time to like, you know, model a cello. It was like hours before like, you know, or it might have been minutes at this point before the deadline. And so like, I was like, so I, you know, I kind of quickly like made something that was kind of like a stringed instrument since I have a few other string instruments. And by itself, it doesn't sound like much. It wouldn't sound like it's a cello, but the way I played it was like with lots of glissando, lots of vibrato on there, so that like it was felt like a lot of emotion, lots of like changing the amplitude. So like this is one of those instruments that was like a horrible patch, but the way if you play it like a cello, it will sound like a cello.
Yeah.
And that's what's so beautiful about that one is like it was like really one of the like the super quick patches that just happened to sound perfect right there.
Yeah.
And then I had like a little bit like that high string that's just kind of like at the end it's just here that's like kind of like a little drone. It's like and I learned that from watching movies. Like anytime there's like some part where they need to be nostalgic and thinking about their childhood or whatever, you hear that's like little whine in the top. It's just like
Oh.
and you just kind of like hold that note out and it's like it really like brings you back to your childhood for some reason. I don't know why, but
Wow.
if anyone knows, they can call in.
Yeah.
Do we have any callers?
First time caller. That is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
just the details that you think of, like the stuff that you just rattled off, even like the music box patch. It's like, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know that I would have thought of like, oh, well, I need to like delay this because you're like plucking the time. And yeah, like that's so cool.
Yeah, like little details like that make a huge difference when you're talking about instruments and stuff like that. Like, and sometimes like I do a lot of work, like not all the patches, like depends on what my goal is for that day. But when I'm like analyzing like instruments, stuff like that, I'll do like, graphical analysis. I'll do like spectral analysis, that kind of stuff. And I use my ears, but sometimes you have to do research too. Like, what are those like little finger symbols? I forget what they're called, but I was recreated one for a song and I was like, it doesn't sound right. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. That's because there's two of them. So as soon as like I had like two of them at the same time, but like slightly different, pitch and stuff, it was perfect.
Wow.
It's like, that's what it was missing. It was like that one little detail that I wouldn't have noticed just from like analyzing the sound itself, but just from like, doing so like really rudimentary basic research on like the instrument itself. But
so do you sit down to just make patches?
Yeah.
You're like, I'll hear a song.
For weekly beats I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's like that's my way of like getting into the song, like otherwise I'll have too many ideas. Like where do you start? It's like,
yeah, like you hear something in the real world and you're like, I wonder if I could recreate that. And then the song is born.
Yeah. And then it leads to a song and it's like you got all these ideas, but you're also kind of confined to like whatever that idea is. So like you don't get like what's the word? You don't get like too distressed about not having like all the choices you have to make. And stuff. So like anytime you can like cut out choices, you do it. Like,
yeah.
And that's the reason. Oh, you were asking for like tips for getting out of writer block. Is using methods to kind of mechanically give you like challenges and stuff like that. Like David Eno. Oh no, I'm sorry, Brian Eno. Sorry, I don't know who David Eno is. Brian Eno has these cards. I can't remember the names.
I've heard about these.
Yeah, I'm blanking out. It's this time of night where I'm blanking out about all words.
Oblique strategies.
Correct. They have, you can buy the cards, but they also have like websites where you can just refresh the page and it'll give you a new oblique strategy. And it's not always appropriate for audio stuff, but it'll give you like a lot of different challenges and stuff that I find people find it easier to solve problems than it is to, just come up
like
with something creative for no reason,
stare into the void and try to narrow down the universe into one idea.
Exactly. Like if you have a problem to solve, then you're like, oh, I got it. That's easy. It comes to you intuitively. So
like one sample, 2 hours, boom.
Exactly. So anytime you have a chance where you can cut out like a lot of unnecessary like
decision
making. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you don't want to like drown yourself with decisions and stuff, especially early on. You want to just lay down as much as you can and
make it happen.
Just make it happen, Captain. Yeah.
All right, we're going to kick it back up to Feel the Rhythm, week 47, 2022.
Oh, this one, your favorites.
I love this one. All right, here we go. All right. I mean, another banger, probably repeating that a lot. But I was chatting on Discord after listening to this, after making some music myself, and I was like, if this came out of my Digitone that I was just working on, like I would be so fucking happy because like this just had like it makes you move. It's not overcomplicated, but it's just like got all the right things. Like the bridge part breaks it up. Like, I don't know, just really great.
That's awesome. I forget that this one's a banger. I was telling you also that like this is one of my throwaway tracks that like I kind of just pulled it out. Like I do think it's a banger. It does well when I play it live.
Yeah.
And I always like vibe to it, but at the same time it's like it's pretty simple. It doesn't have too much. Like my other songs where I put way too much. So it's like
I don't know if way too much is the
there's some tracks that have definitely way too much.
All right, I'm still working through the catalog, so I'll take your word on it. But this is simple and it moves.
Yeah, it's got everything that you it's kind of like a good pizza in a way. Like it doesn't have too much. It's got your flour, your salt, and your water and some yeast and a little bit of oil. But
Yeah.
sometimes
It's
that's
not a
all you need.
margarita.
It's about the
but-
ratios.
yeah.
You know, you have to get the ratios right, you know, like and when you get in, it's like it just comes off. And that's the thing is like you really like well, tell me why you like this song. It's the bass, right?
I mean, again, yeah, it's the bass that just really holds it down and keeps it moving. And I I think the synth vocals just like really, really work on it. And I am always trying to like decode your arrangement secrets. And, there's like that really great bridge part. And then there's like a riser, like it's going to leave the bridge part, but it stays in, but then add some like extra synth. So it's like, I see how you're, like toying with my expectations and like doing something slightly different, which is what I want to learn how to do more of like, where can I break those expectations in a way that like works for the song?
Yeah, like anywhere and everywhere. I mean, where it works for a song is like always tricky, right? Like you're never gonna know until like you're in the vibe, like take things out. Like
Yeah,
use
yeah,
your little like, your mute and unmute kind of
yeah.
button live and just kind of vibe with it like you're like a DJ. And that's kind of how I work too. Like I'm just, doing it live for a little bit, jamming out, and then I'm like, yep, I know
Oh, that
exactly where
works.
all of the slices go now. Like
Nice.
and you could just record the muting and unmuting if you wanted to,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I used to do it that way, and I changed just because like coming back to projects and making edits and stuff became hell to deal with all these like, automations and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
grown up. I can cut this the normal way.
All right, we're gonna move on to B-Force Battles.
Oof. This is the
Week
one with a little bit too much, I think, right here.
week 36. But we'll talk about it when we come back. But I was like, I hemmed and hawed on my picks, and I was like, okay, I got to do this one. So
Okay.
here we go. All right, so I had to include this one because it is so much like I'm playing a video game, like getting slaughtered by some bad guy, going into a different world, reading a dialogue. Like there's like twists and turns all over the place. And it's definitely chiptune based, but there's parts of it that like kind of stray from just like straight chiptune.
Yeah. And so like I've done chiptune in the past, and I know back then fake bit was kind of like not the thing to do, but these days people are a little bit more open
Yeah,
about it. I
yeah.
think,
Huh.
opinions have been like changing a little bit more accepting of fake bit. But yeah, like I was like, this one is like, I had like some oscillators I made for a previous track that was like recreating like, Nintendo oscillators,
Mhm.
and so like I've have a little bit of experience with chips, so I know like the constraints of the chip, but I also like for this particular track I was like I didn't want to just do like a straight up chip. This is like a made up console and everything. It's got extra channels, it's got like a way better sampling chip for like drums and stuff like that. And so like I was like, this is going to be for like I don't remember what I called it, like the B box, super B box, the family something, family consolette, I think is what you called it. And so like I've done other B battle songs in the past. It's like kind of like I have different like titles that like have like multiple like incarnations of like,
Yeah,
the
like the
second game.
Cottontail Rally
Yeah.
stuff.
And sometimes they're like from the same game, sometimes they're from different consoles, and like they're sequels and stuff like that. So like I kind of like creating these like fake little games and stuff because I really wish I could turn them into games, but that's really
Right.
hard. I'm
Yeah.
making a game right now. It's just like a simple like hidden object game. It's like so much work. So like so what I wanted to do is like I had these little B guys, and like earlier I had a track from like a few years ago. It's like using the Famicom, and you get like your basic blade, which is like the idea is like the game, you're like this tiny little bee and you have this giant like, Final Fantasy sword here. It's like, it's like just whacking like these like, Monsanto. Oh, I shouldn't say Monsanto. I should say
Sponsored by. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want them to come after me. Oh my God.
They only care if you
Some
use their seed.
some nameless
Some
big farm tech company.
Yeah. Big
And
Dove.
they have like these giant robots, and like you're just attacking like these like robots. They're like essentially like killing your like ecosystem and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like you're like this bee force. And so I wanted to like create like a whole gameplay segment where it feels like I just recorded like a little bit of gameplay for you. And so like I started off with like a little like innocuous like little overworld kind of music, and then all of a sudden you get
Skirt.
you get a bad guy pops up, and then like you got to like select like what weapons you're going to use on him,
Yeah.
which different moves and stuff, and you get your butt kicked like immediately, and you're like there's even a part where it's like like you're like dead. You can hear like your little heartbeat, like the little flashing heart, and like and you have to like select to continue, and then like all of a sudden like all your like bee buddies come and help you out, and like and you like kick that bad robot, kick him down. And so like yeah, so you're like it goes back to the overworld, and you're like, yay, I did great and everything like that. But then like all those best games that comes back, the boss comes back, and it's like,
Right.
oh, I'm not
Yeah.
quite dead, and it's like this crazy like ending part where it's just like sped up, and it's like heavier, it's like more hardcore, and like at the very end you win and you continue on your game. So I would love to make this one to the animation, because like every time I hear it, I see the game. Like it drives me crazy that this isn't a game right now.
I was just going back through and looking at the song page and seeing all of Ilzic's
Oh my God.
just like library of gifts that he put up to
Yeah,
go along with the song.
to tell everyone on the Radioland, Ilzik messaged me when he heard this song. He's like, "Oh my God," he freaked out, and immediately afterwards, he spent like the rest of the night posting like a GIF for each like little segment that happens, and it's like from
With timestamps.
with timestamps, and it's from the Super NES game Mother, or Earthbound. It depends on which localization it is. And even though it's not the bees, there is a bee, in that game somewhere. But
captures the spirit.
It does capture the spirit. I think I love it that I blew his mind with that one because like I was kind of actually hoping that's one of the tracks I actually did write for someone. It was like for Ilzik essentially, just to freak
Nice.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, he said this took a while, but I kind of couldn't stop.
Yeah. It's really great to have like a community like that like really champions your work and just
For
loves your
sure.
stuff, and like it makes it easy to keep going because it like I don't know, it's just you want to make your friends happy.
Yeah.
And everyone else is doing great stuff too. It's like I'm having my mind blown every week, it's like
Yeah, and that's why I want you to do 2026, even if it's just a couple songs, because
Yeah.
I still want to hear what you make.
Yeah, I do
You
too,
know?
actually. It's a shame that I don't do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna
All
do
right.
it.
You heard it
Yeah.
here. You heard it here. You can do it with healthy boundaries and breaks, and yeah, but I speak for everyone again to say like we would love to hear more of your creations.
Yeah, I
Because
kind
like you're
of
blowing minds over here.
I kind of like the fact that like I think I was stressing myself out. I was stressing out my partner. I was probably stressing out the buns. So
Yeah.
I think healthy boundaries is going to be the 2026
Yes.
theme.
Healthy bangers.
Healthy bangers. Having fun over here. This is a great show.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I'm actually really looking forward to hearing more people on here. I hope this keeps going.
Who else do you want to hear that hasn't been on here?
I know Orange Drink, that's for sure.
Oh, yes.
There's so many people. There's also, I mean, it depends. Like from last year, I wasn't really in the loop last year because.
Well, I have been meeting with more just like OG weekly beaters that, have got lots of reps in and different styles of music, which we've said before, just like being able to hear all these different styles and follow what everyone else is doing in the community, and like on Sunday night, like, all right, let me hear what everyone posted, like, oh shit, this is amazing. So yeah, I definitely want to have more people on from recommendations, and here's some more stories from OG people.
Yeah, I'll send you some people.
Cool.
I think
Yeah, hit it in the Discord. Well, we are near the end of our show. I'm going to play one more on the way out, which is going to be Clocking Out.
Oh.
But before we go, do you want to say anything about Clocking Out?
I don't even know you told me about that one.
Or do I need to play
You're going to have to refresh my memory because, like,
all right,
actually,
let's play it real quick.
That one with, like, break beats or something like that? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're going to play it real quick. All right, we're back from the refresher, and we'll play this on the way out, but now we both know what song we're talking about because as you all know, it's kind of hard to remember what you name things, especially mine, because I just like do random. But it is interesting when you do the random name, how much people like latch on to the random name.
I already forgot the name. I think this might have been like some sort of like it might have been a Sunday. It might have been a Sunday where like you had to change the hour back or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I usually try to think of like a theme that's relevant to whatever's going on. So usually it's not just 100% random. Usually it's like random-ish, pseudo-random.
Right.
But this one's great because it has like that really cool Sonic Hedgehog snare drum on it.
Yes.
It's nice. It's
recreated with FM, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, it's got like little doodles in it that kind of, the synth doodles kind of remind. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think my battery did. My battery, can you?
All right, we just replaced some microphone batteries and we're back. And we're going to actually close out the show and then let you hear Clocking Out on the way out. And thank you so much for taking the time to record this and deep dive on your music and all of your like sound design stuff and process and knowledge from 5 years of Weekly Beats.
Oh my
I feel
God.
like I'm better off knowing about you and your music now, and I'm going to keep diving into your catalog, and everyone else should too.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I mean, when I'm working on this, I'm like, just kind of have like my head into it so much that like I forget that other people like it, that stuff, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to hear like other people's opinions because like, that's one thing I love about Weekly Beats is that in the real world, like everyone's worried about like, oh, no one's gonna like the song. But the truth is like no one says anything, whether they like it
Yeah.
or not. They just like consume media and then they move on with their lives. And so it's really rare to like, it's really rare to like get like honest feedback and opinions and
Yeah.
dialogue and stuff with other people, especially other people who like know exactly what you're going through and is going through the exact same
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it's like, I mean, I know it's mentioned a lot here, but it's like you're in the trenches, you know, like you kind
It
of
is
get this
true.
like camaraderie with like everybody else because like there's no time to be like picking on anyone as far as like, you know, their
Yeah.
stuff, like, because it's like you're feeling it too, you know, like,
Yeah,
and it
we're
kind
all little bees with swords, like fighting
yeah,
songs every week.
coming to help each other out.
And this might be a bad analogy, but me and my partner were talking about this recently of like if you've ever worked at a toxic workplace
Yeah,
and you become like besties with all the
yeah,
coworkers and then you
yeah,
go work at a place that's not toxic and like you don't need that camaraderie because like it's not that bad.
yeah.
I think there's
And
a little bit of that, like, we're all in this together, fighting the fight, sort of
yeah.
camaraderie in a similar way.
And the Discord's the same way too, where like after work, everyone hangs out and they just bitch about like the job.
I wish we could just make music all day.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the next track is Clocking Out. I don't know if we played it or did you play it yet?
We listened to it,
Okay.
but
We
we
listened
held
to
it
it.
back from everyone so we could at least talk about what the hell we were playing. But yeah, I think this is the end of the episode, and
Thank you so much for having me on. This is great. I love what you're doing here. Like,
thank you.
not only do you have a great voice for radio, which you do, but you're easy to talk to, you're fun, and you've experienced it, you know, like even though like we didn't Weekly Beats together, it feels like we have because we've been through the same thing. I guess, you
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
like we have the same trauma.
Self-induced weekly song trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Trauma.
we are going to both approach it with healthy bangers next year
Healthy bangers.
and take breaks when we need to. Streaks. We've done streaks.
Yeah.
We've seen what they're all about. We know we can do them. Sometimes you need a nap on Sunday
Yeah.
or pizza, you know.
Or pizza, yeah.
Yeah. And who knows, there might be a spin-off pizza show that we can
Yes.
do together. So
Yeah. We could like let's do that.
oh, I lost your mic.
Oh, I'm getting a call from my mom.
Oh.
Sorry, no, my mom. I call my mom every night.
Oh, that's cute.
See? She's like, why am I not picking up? She knows I'm doing this, by the way.
Well, I will let you go so you can talk to mom.
All right.
Thanks again, and everyone, go check out ipaghost stuff. It's amazing. I hope to do a deep dive with you on a bunch of FM sound design. Like your skills are unmatched.
Yeah. Let me know if you have. Oh, another thing is like all my tracks from last year and a lot of the tracks from the year before, the 2020, they're all on Weekly Beats, like the project files, the zip files. So you can just drop that into like even like a free trial version of FL Studio and they'll play fine. So if you want to like look under the
Awesome.
hood and play with the instruments or yoink the instruments for your stuff, feel
Awesome.
free. That's the reason why I did it because like I wanted to make it very accessible for anyone to like just see what I do, you know?
Fantastic. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing all of that and letting people see under the hood.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. This is a great show. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Everybody, please
We
like and
will,
subscribe.
yeah, like and subscribe. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.